Welcome back. The men's soccer team concluded their season with a 4-1 loss to Davidson. It's been a tough season for the Minutemen. They are 2-14-1 on the season, and it's just been not a great year. I'm here with our expert, Tim Dennehey. Tim, give me a quick recap of our season. Not so great, but point out what you thought stood out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 2-14-1. We have one more game this Saturday against St. Bonaventure. It's our last A10 game, but obviously we have not made the playoffs with a record like 2-14-1. I mean, 50% of our losses this season, they came from one-goal deficits, and I think that really just says a lot about how this team played. I mean, they played hard, like all the way to the final whistle on every single game, no matter what. Whether it was 5-0, whether it was 1-0, whether it was 1-1, they continued just to wear their hearts on their sleeve, figuratively and literally. I mean, all year, this year, every single player on the UMass team, they wore SK on their arms and bands in memory of their fallen coach, Sam Koch. He passed away a month before the beginning of this season after a 2-year battle with sinus cancer. I mean, after a 2-year battle with sinus cancer, it was a very emotional loss for the team and the community. I mean, and I think the highlight of this season was their game. It was their first game. It was against Fairfield. It was their first home game back after their passing of Sam Koch, and it was just very emotional. It was a very hard-fought game. It was a very fun game to watch. It was right. There was a 2-1 win. It was right up to the final whistle, and overall, I mean, that was, I'd say, the highlight of the season. But the season itself, a little shaky. Hopefully, we're looking for better next year.
Obviously, that's a tough thing to get over when your head coach passes away so tragically like that. So
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how they had to deal with that. And you had a first-year coach in Coach Devin O'Neill,
Yes.
who did a great job trying to get these guys ready to play every day and just getting these guys back into the flow of the game without their head coach, who they love so dearly.
Yeah.
And two guys who loved him so dearly were Matt Keys and Josh Schwartz, and these are two seniors who will not be back next year.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about these guys.
Yeah, Matt Keys and Josh Schwartz, I mean, they're going to be missed. They're going to be dearly missed on this UMass team. Both leaders, both have just had very, very good careers here at UMass. Matt Keys, he started every single game. He started every single game since his freshman year that he's played here. And, I mean, he's just a presence. He's just a physical presence on the field, and he's not afraid to be the enforcer. He's not afraid to get his body in there. He's not, especially in corner kicks. I mean, there were multiple times this year where the ref had to talk to him and just say, "Hey, settle down a little bit." But you know, he kept it relatively clean. You know, he never got a red card or anything like that. So, and Josh Schwartz. I mean, Josh Schwartz. He was the leader on and off the field. I mean, off the field, he achieved the academic all-district for the 3rd year in a row out of his 3 years of eligibility.
Wow.
I mean, that's a fantastic person to have in your team. I mean, especially in a leadership standpoint as a captain, that's a great person to look up to, especially for these young guys who, I mean, because at the end of the day, it is collegiate. You know, it's student before athlete, and having someone like that on the team, it's really, really positive. I mean, both of these players are going to be missed dearly on this team. I mean, they both brought something special to this team.
Well, it's sad that their careers had to come to an end with such a poor season.
Yeah.
But obviously they were going through a tragic loss of head coach Sam Koch, who they'll never forget.
Oh, absolutely.
So that'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for watching us here on Channel 19. This week, the field hockey team begins the A10 tournament against Lock Haven on Friday. The women's soccer team begins their tournament against the #1 seed LaSalle, and the hockey team takes on American International on Friday as well. Follow us on our Twitter and Facebook pages for updates. I'm your host, Chris Corso. Have a great week, UMass.